Hi everyone. I know that modern card breaks are all the rage right now, but I wanted to give some love to some vintage cards. During this quarantine, I've been cleaning out my closet and I found my uncle's old baseball card album from when he was a kid. So let's take a look inside. Here are some 1950s Topps cards, probably highlighted by this one right here with Mickey Mantle and Hank Aaron on it. And here's one with Willie Mays. Some more Hank Aaron and Roberto Clemente, who went by Bob on the cards back then. Babe Ruth commemorative card. Manager's Dream here of Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle. Some National League batting leaders highlighted by Roberto Clemente. ERA leaders over here with Warren Spahn highlighting that card. Down here in the lower left, we've got Whitey Ford as the wins leader. Moving on to some 1960s cards here. Nice AL batting leader card with Carl Yastrzemski and Al Kaline on it. In the lower left over here, you can see a very nice Mickey Mantle outfielder for the Yankees, and depending on what team you root for, they could be referred to as the Evil Empire. I'm a Mets fan. We got Casey Stengel, Ned Kranepool up here. Lower left, we got another Willie Mays, an Orlando Cepeda card. Casey Stengel right next to them. Moving up, Dallas Green, former Mets manager, right next to Warren Spahn in the upper right. I'm not too familiar with any of the guys on this page. Some rookie stars that didn't pan out to be much of anything. Another page with some commons here. Yeah, as you can see, back then, they didn't hesitate to write on some of the cards. But we do have a Mickey Lolich strikeout leader here. He was a pretty decent pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. I just love how all the cards were so colorful back then. We see highlights, and it just seems like everything was in black and white back then, but the pictures were actually quite colorful. Here we have some league leader cards. We got Sandy Koufax and Juan Marichal up here. Another Sandy Koufax over here for strikeout leaders next to Jim Bunning, both Hall of Famers. Duplicate of the card here. Nice card right here, NL batting leaders of Matty Alou and Felipe Alou, and Frank Robinson and Harmon Killebrew to the right. Down on the lower left, we got Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, and Richie Allen, and Frank Robinson and Harmon Killebrew, and another Hank Aaron and Willie Mays down in the lower right. Well, Hoyt Wilhelm up in the upper right. Yeah, these pages are a little sticky. This thing is pretty old here. Some 1967 pitching leaders cards. We got really no one I quite recognize there. More commons, and here's a sporting news series. And I will show you on the back of these cards there was a puzzle that was able to be completed. There's a Hank Bauer manager cards for the Orioles. Bob Gibson cards up top commemorating his highlights. Ted Williams showing Mike Epstein how to bat. Billy Martin, famous manager. Gil Hodges, another famous manager for the Mets. Red Schoendienst, Cardinal great and manager. And the back of these cards is just almost like comic book like. I mean, I just love it. I mean, I wish some of these modern cards today had the same sort of attention to detail. It would be a nice change to some of the I don't know, more computerized designs that we see today. A couple of Hank Aaron cards to line the top here, and actually the whole page. All Hank Aaron commemorative cards. Moving into the 70s now. Rookie cards for Jack Clark, who was just a great player in the 80s. Lee Mazzilli, one of my favorite Mets. George Brett in the upper right-hand corner. Jim Palmer, dead center. Some Mike Schmidt highlights cards. Now, this 1980 top set is the first set I ever put together for myself. Was going around baseball card shows with my uncle, and he was putting together a 1975 top set, and I thought I'd start with 1980. Manny Sanguian, right here. I got to know him after I moved to Pittsburgh, and he has a wonderful barbecue pit out in center field at PNC Park. So if you're ever there, be sure to say hi to Manny. He's usually there signing autographs and taking pictures for people. Jim Rice, man, what a home run hitter he was for the Red Sox during the 80s. A couple Willie McCovey cards here. Continuing on with the 80s, I mean, I was always after the Ricky Henderson rookie in this set. I still think it's one of the nicer rookie cards. It was one of the Topps 2020, Project 2020 cards this year. Fred Lynn for all you Red Sox fans. Johnny Bench over here. Goose Gossage, two of those from 1980. Another Jim Rice All-Star. He was a perennial All-Star. Dave Kingman, home run leader. Steve Carlton. You got some Dave Winfield. I mean, what a tremendous athlete he was. And Mike Schmidt, one of the greatest home run hitters of all time. Some more Mike Schmidt cards over to the left. Dave Parker, Pirate great. Steve Garvey, Dodger great. Dennis Eckersley, one of the best relievers of all time. George Foster over to the left, ended up playing for the Mets. Great home run hitter. Bobby Bonds, of course, Barry's father. Buck Martinez. It's Ken Griffey, top center. I just love the 1980 design. I think it's just because it was my first set I ever put together. I always remember, this set and the design. Raleigh Fingers, another Hall of Fame reliever. Rod Carew again. You Gotta Believe, Tug McGraw. Some future stars who didn't turn out to be stars. Tommy John, who is probably most famous for his surgery that it seems like every pitcher gets these days. Stolen base leaders, who else but Ricky Henderson? All-time great. 3 Carl Yastrzemski All-Star cards. On to 1981, we got Reggie Jackson, George Brett, Bill Buckner, Ricky Henderson, stolen base leaders again. You Gotta Believe, Tug McGraw again. Again, cards just so colorful back then, with nice borders. The cards today have pretty much gone away from borders. Another Rod Carew All-Star. Mike Scott, heck of a pitcher for the Mets. I remember him pitching for the Astros in the 1986 NLCS against the Mets. He was supposed to pitch Game 7. Thank God didn't go to Game 7, and the Mets clinched it. In Game 6, I don't know if they would have gotten by Mike Scott. Andre Dawson, one of the absolute best arms I've ever seen in the outfield. Just a cannon. I'm not sure if anyone knows, but he is the proud owner and operator of a funeral home now. So who would have thought? Hall of Fame baseball player, now in the funeral home business. But I just love these cards. I can't wait till they get to the top heritage for the early 1980s. It's gonna be nice. Well, everyone, that's about it here. I hope you enjoyed it. I just thought I'd share with you, a nice little find I had in my closet. Sometimes you put things away and you forget what you have. And I'm hoping you like this. And I'm going to be doing another video soon on some autographs that I found. So, be sure to like the video. If you subscribe, I'll be sure to do some more of these. Appreciate it. And please feel free to make any comments. Thanks.